share the link,
Okay. Oh, here comes Dev. Right, I think we may, in fact, now be live. So wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. And intro.
Welcome to the Geek Battle Zone. We discuss comics and puny minds are blown. We debate Marvel versus DC, Skeletor, X-Men, and Ron Weasley. Judge David slams down the gavel and cap dreams of Henry Cavill. It's a Geek Battle stream, nerd rage as we assemble our Geek Avengers team. Welcome to the Geek Battle party. We are the Justice League and our Batman is Marty. Say hello to Tim as movies are greenlit. Every new movie, Dev's already seen it. Xbox, Star Wars, and Star Riders. He-Man, Star Trek, and David loves spiders. We battle as Morrow and Disney loves Blink, and we try to crown the Geek of the Week. It's the Geek Battle Show. Welcome to the Geek Battleground, where we use the Force and the One Ring is found. Cap is wrong about Resident Evil 6, and everyone watch out, cause oh shit, it's thick. Gerald and Tim and Diz will try to win at the Geek Battle quiz. David and Dave will confuse their crew as they dive in the TARDIS of Doctor Who. It's the Geek Battle! Watch out now, we're full of hot takes. Doc Courtney is garbage, but Red Dwarf is great. You love Sega, I love Nintendo, but in the Geek Battle, we are all friendos. Oh, it's a Geek Battle show! Oh, the Geek Battle show! It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Geek Battle show!
And hello.
Damn.
Right, hello everyone. And welcome to the Geek Battle Show here on the Extreme Improv Extremes YouTube channel, as well as the Geek Battle YouTube channel. So smash that subscribe wherever you are. There's a bunch of things I'm sure we're going to be discussing today. We're going to be discussing movies, pop culture, video games. The Nintendo Switch 2 was revealed yesterday. We can give some impressions on that. I have seen Nosferatu this week, and I have some opinions on that as well. And I'm sure we'll get into a lot more. But for now, let's meet the people on the show tonight. I don't have intros for everyone, but I've remembered it this week.
I told them all, I am the master.
Okay, Dave, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people. My name is Dave MC here in Paris, France, and my geek fact for today is Nicholas Courtney in Doctor Who played the Brigadier, actually appeared with William Hartnell's first Doctor in the Dalek Master Plan and has appeared in 107 episodes from the 60s to the 80s. So he is the longest serving character or actor in Doctor Who.
Wow. So when you say longest serving, is that in time of length of time or number of episodes as well?
Number of time and length of time, because he didn't play the Brigadier, obviously, in the Dalek Master Plan. He was a different character. But he played Lethbridge Stewart in Web of Fear, which was the first, not introduction of UNIT. UNIT was the invasion with the Cybermen. But yeah, Nicholas Courtney was first with William Hartnell's Doctor.
And okay, does this count that it wasn't he in the Sarah Jane Adventures for one episode?
Yeah. He was in the Sarah Jane Adventures as well.
Yeah, how about that? Why? The thing that pisses me off so much about a show like Doctor Who, where there's all this rich history, is the missed opportunities.
Yep.
So it's cool that they had him on Sarah Jane, but he could have literally been in the main show, and yet he wasn't after they brought it back at all. In recent years, obviously, they've brought back a few of the ancient old companions and stuff like this. But the very fact that we spoke about this like last week or whenever it was, said that they've never brought back Susan since the last time Susan was in it was the comic relief monstrosity episode, wasn't it?
I think it was in the Five Doctors as well. When she was with Peter Davidson's run. That's the last time I saw it.
Do you remember that terrible comic relief one where they ended up on the set of EastEnders?
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh my god!
Was that with Colin Baker?
Oh, do you know? I can't remember who was the current Doctor at the time. I honestly can't remember. But Dev, go ahead.
I can't remember if this is back when I watched it, so I can't really remember it. Again, Dave can confirm if it's true or not. Wasn't Nick supposed to be in Doctor Who in 2010, but he had a stroke or something?
Ah, that's sad if that's true.
I think he was. He was supposed to appear with Matt because they did a thing with Katie Manning, who played Jo Grant as well. She appeared with the 11th Doctor.
Yeah.
In the Sarah Jane Adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume not. He just didn't want to appear that way.
So many wasted opportunities. I've said this before. I'll say it again quickly. If it was up to me right now, if I was the BBC or any rights holders, I'd be saying to all of the past Doctors, right, we're not going to show them yet, but let's just film a bunch of episodes with you in, and then people will be so thrilled when they see the light of day in 20 years' time. Just do it. Why not? Just do it. Because it's like, oh no, like David Tennant's the current Doctor. We can't film new stuff. Well, do you remember that like a year and a half ago, they were like, oh, they're going to film new episodes with David Tennant and his other Doctor. And then they didn't. And they were like, oh, they're going to film some stuff with Paul McGann. And they haven't. And it's like, these guys are going to, especially Paul McGann, he's going to age out and die at some point, and you'll have never filmed any actual episodes with him. Just do it.
I would weigh in on this, but I'm forbidden to use the two words that you don't like me saying.
Well, but look, doing the audio dramas is great, but you can't see them. So
yeah,
like it's
like Cap.
It is a tiny
Like
step
Cap.
above
Like Cap.
It is like my step just above
You
having
people have no imagination.
Look, it's a visual medium. Okay, let's say hello to some more people. KD, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people. I won't complain you haven't got an intro from me because I kind of just jumped on last minute.
KD, so I can prepare it for in the future. What would you like your intro geekified theme about? Like, I've done Dave and Cap and a guy called Nick who you may or may not know. Dev hasn't got one yet, so he'll get one soon. But so I know, what would you want it themed around?
I tell you what comes to my mind right now: Goosebumps.
Oh.
That is a powerful choice. Okay, I like it. I'll see what I can do. Say cheese and die, though, guys.
Say KD and die.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Did you have something else you wanted to share with us, though, KD?
I watched like all of Squid Game 2 in like a day.
Yeah.
So I can talk about that as much. I have opinions if you want. If anyone.
Yeah, we'll get into. Okay, well, we're still in the intros, so we'll come back to it. Capelthave, are we not ever actually going to see you this week?
No. And not until I'm cured.
Okay. Cap, say hello to people.
Hail from the land of leopards, elephants, and crocodiles, and also sicknesses. I've been infected by the Resident Evil virus that made me invisible, or made me still like Dante. Take your pick. But I will be back. I don't know when I recover. Anyways, speaking of infections, we all know that when CRISPR was discovered, which is the gene editing tool that is used for bioengineering, we all feared that we can, create generified weapons, basically bio weapons, and there was like a big craze around we need to put laws on it, safety precautions on it. Now this year, or not this year, like 2014, there was actually another warning put out for synthetic life. If you Google mirror life, there's actually been warning been put out by scientists to be careful by pursuing research on mirror life, which is basically synthetic life, meaning that certain molecules that is actually makes up our everything in our actual current Earth. There's like the opposite shapes of it, and we are now, they do that in laboratories, but like we can't really design a life yet, or like we can't design a bacteria or virus yet, but we are heading in that direction. But there's a warning being put out to stop doing that, because like if we do it currently, we don't have the good safety message, mainly because if we do create mirror life, nothing in our environment can kill it. So if we design a pathogen but with mirror life, we won't be able to kill it, or the natural bacteria or the protective measures that we have won't be able to kill it. So, and the thing is, like, we can't even actually create it and contain it safely. Even if we do create it, we can't contain it safely, because like every natural material that we have, and we can't kill it. That's the problem. Like that's an obvious choice, but like we probably won't be able to create something that is smashed. Like something microbial is the first thing to go, and that's not the most dangerous one. So yeah, mirror life, look it up. It's a cool thing. It's a cool new thing.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Guys, that's so rude that you're thinking whilst I'm trying to text. Now, okay, right, okay.
Is that any similar technology to the copying the? Because I know they've done the lab-grown meat that they're 3D printing now, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
for them, they're actually using naturally bio-organic molecules. For mirror life, they're using synthetic molecules, which are not not naturally produced, and that's why they can't kill it, because we don't have anything in natural. Like every bacteria can be killed by another bacteria. There's predators and prey for
That
everything.
doesn't sound like a good idea.
Yeah, because AI
that's
and
why there's
unkillable
huge
machines is a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
want
down
some
with that.
3D printed meat. I'm not going to lie. Remember a few years ago, they were like, "We don't need to have Frankenstein food." It's like now we can 3D print it. I was like, "Ah."
Does that count as vegan meat? Some are saying it does. I don't think it should.
I don't know.
What
Does
3D?
anyone
What
here a
3D printed meat is vegan meat?
Some are saying that even though it's actual meat, it's full-on real meat, but it was never a living animal that was killed. So
Yeah,
Wow.
but it's bioorganically created.
What's it create? I just feel like it's going to be made of jizz. What is this made of?
It's
just,
like
just grow meat,
It's molecules.
What
Yeah,
do
just
you
like
grow
mean?
it,
Jizz burger.
clone it essentially. I guess.
Yeah. Right.
God's sake.
Dev, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people. And first of all, I'll only eat printed meat if it's made from Soylent Green. Second is my geek fact for the week is in the year during lockdown, Baz Luhrmann re-edited the movie Australia into a 6-part TV show.
Wow.
Oh.
Wait. So how? So is it like 6 hours long?
Yeah,
Well,
Damn.
good for him. How long was the movie? Like 3 hours.
not sure, but it's like a six episode show called Faraway Downs.
Far
Away
away
Downs.
downs. Let's look this
It's
up.
like half an hour episode.
Far
Hopefully.
away downs. Wow.
Next time
Okay,
on
that is
Faraway
cool to know.
Downs.
Yeah, that's a really interesting thing. I'll be see if it's got Wikipedia. So Australia 2008 film. This is basic. Who was behind it? Was it Warner Brothers? They were the ones
Not
we
sure.
said before. They wanted to do. Oh, it says 20th Century Fox. So yeah, you said Disney, right? Like obviously Warner Brothers wanted Justice League to be split into 4 movies, 4 1-hour movies, and then they were like, "Now we're putting it all out in one go." So maybe they didn't have a good deal on this.
That was terrible. I finally watched the second one at the Zack Snyder of that, and I was shocked how much better it was. It's
It
like a whole
was.
nother film.
Thank
Yeah.
you, KD. You can have a bonus point for that. Right.
What?
Yeah, no, it's a much better film. They should wrap that up. They literally, if they were like, no, we're not going to finish it, they should have said, okay, we're going to delay it a month and just have one battle where Darkseid comes out through the portal, they kill him, and then they live happily ever after, but instead they gave us a cliffhanger to never be resolved. Oh. Anyway.
In Warner Brothers DC Universe.
Guys, the Nintendo Switch 2 has been revealed. Have you guys seen this as a thing yet?
Yes.
No.
So let me show it to you. I'll see if I can find the trailer. Let's
get ready, KD. Your mind is going to be blown.
It's going to be
never
blown.
been excited by anything
Right.
Nintendo.
Right, guys, get ready to get blown.
Okay, here we go. Here it comes.
Okay. No one took my bait for that being a dirty joke. Right, but anyway,
I look down.
Oh my.
Oh my. Okay, where's the force field?
Good
The
voice.
gentle force field, as we call it.
Thank you,
Add to the
KD.
stage, and here is it muted. Nintendo Switch 2 reveal trailer. Okay.
It's like a Nintendo Switch, but oh my god.
Marginally bigger. Look, there's the original one that we all know and love.
You
Oh, yeah.
like your Switch with red and
Black.
blue controllers?
And then wait
Throw
for it.
that
Boom!
out.
It's bigger. It's a bit bigger. And then
How long-
this kind of is misleading because they didn't. All these bits they
What?
add on.
We
It's
don't
like
shoot
they're
out
already on the
smartphones.
original. But
We
check
have a
this out.
USB port.
There is 2 USB ports.
Right.
Why do they have 2? We can speculate. They have the kickstand, which is now longer. I've got that original tiny one.
2 separate
Um,
charging ports. I would have assumed the other one would have had 2. Like, so you could
Okay,
have
look,
2
the
Black.
controls are
It's black.
slightly different shaped.
Guys, it's black.
Yeah. Okay, and so the connection is different, and I'm thrilled for them that the connection is different.
Yeah.
But that isn't a selling point to me.
No. I mean,
I'm definitely buying this on day one though, so they've got my right.
Oh look, we have a mouse.
So look, this is it. They're showing that these might be. You'll see, if they show them on the inside again, we may have already skipped it, but apparently the Joy-Cons can now be used as mice.
okay. So what? You can do PC games on it?
Well, no, you can probably play with a keyboard and mouse if you buy a keyboard.
Well, why
But
not just have a computer? Why do you need to buy a Switch and use it like a computer?
Or just sell a mouse for it, right? They probably
Well,
will
it's
sell a
less
mouse.
That's like buying a drill and using it like a hammer.
Well, it's
Hang
less
on, I can't believe
expensive.
you're
Can do.
angry that they're making it more versatile.
No, I think it's actually a solid move because it's less expensive than an actual new PC. So a lot of people can actually, like playing on PC setup, can buy this and play it.
Yeah, and then look here. It says it's backwards compatible. It plays Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 games.
Huh?
It may not be supported. It's not fully backwards compatible. I can already tell you probably what games won't be. That's going to be where they like Ring Fit Adventure. You'd have to slot the Joy-Con into something. The Labo, which was the cardboard cutout things. If the Joy-Cons are a different shape, they may not fit. And I don't think they've shown that the original has got like a little IR sensor on one of the Joy-Cons, which it doesn't look like they've continued. So if you played Resident Evil Revelations 2, you could actually go like that and tap to reload as if you were putting a magazine in.
Really?
Yeah, but you probably can't do that anymore.
Oh,
Okay.
I can't do it at all right now.
Oh, okay. Right, so let's have a look at this.
Nintendo does allow like other companies to put games on, like Resident Evil and stuff. That's always been a thing. I only thought like Nintendo only plays Nintendo games.
How? What? You call yourself a gamer? You didn't even know that, right?
I
You
call
thought-
myself a PC gamer.
Oh my god. Okay, but look, so this is a new Mario Kart game, by the way, apparently.
Okay.
Looks exactly the same as any of them, but it'll be good. It'll be good.
I think the only problem with it is there's no way to tell how good the graphics are from just that video alone. You know,
Yeah, I
you'd
like
have to
nothing
actually
from it.
we'd have to see proper gameplay and or if when you own it you'll see what the graphics are like. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah,
so
you know,
here's the thing. Like, one with Nintendo games consoles, I think it's a case that graphics are never really important. It's just about that they make good games, and that's what people like. But also, the rumors are saying that this is going to be as powerful as a PlayStation 4. And I'm like, how could they say that as a selling point? That's
Yeah,
that
You've
is-
already. Hang on, what?
yeah, exactly. The whole point, if you remember when the Switch came out, a few months later, they were like, the original, well, not the original, but the new Doom 2018 or 2016 is on Switch, and people are like, how is this possible? Whereas obviously it was on PS4. So apparently now it's as powerful as a PS4, which, you know, by the time this comes out, they'll probably announce a PS6. So, but anyway, go on, Dev.
I don't.
Okay, so Nintendo, I've always had this mindset of, we're not competing with you guys. We're just doing our thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna make money regardless. We could lose. Okay, so Nintendo is in a weird position.
I didn't know you were part of
where-
Nintendo.
Okay, I'm a shareholder. But that barely counts. So Nintendo is, like, they could lose money for 25 years straight and still have money left over.
Well, it depends
So they're
how
willing
much
to do
they
major
lose.
shit.
Like, if they build a space station on Mars, I'm sure it'll take a bit more than what they've got.
You just see intelligent life coming from across the universe, and we'll have colonized Mars. Well, Nintendo will have colonized Mars, and I'll just see a big Mario face just staring back at them. Just a big face of Mario just looking out. Look, son, you can look up. But just down on Earth, look up at the sky. You can see on the moon. Nintendo has a base on the moon. It's just Mario's mustache.
Dave, that was an advert for Mario 3. That was the advert for Mario 3.
No, my God, it was, wasn't it?
It was.
So the first plants to grow on Mars will be mushrooms, and the first.
Okay, so a few points on this. Like, obviously, the trailer doesn't show much. For me, like a thought is that when you look at like the Nintendo, then the Super Nintendo, they added shoulder buttons, and they added like 4, like a diamond of buttons instead of 2. The N64 had a stick and prongs and a Z trigger. And then, like, the GameCube was a bit shitty, but it's like, oh, it's got 2 sticks. And then the Wii had got the remote and exactly. And then the Wii U had got like the screen in it. And then the Switch, you could take the controllers off and stuff. And this is just the same again. It's not as interesting as what they've done in the past.
It's the same old thing.
Yeah.
Except, switching to the game, the PC side of things. I actually do have some data on the new graphics card. So apparently, the new ones using AI technology to actually generate images instead of like rendering the stuff.
Hang on, Kat. I was
Yeah.
so enthused to talk about this last week, and everyone blanked me on this. You talk about Switch, and you're like,
I didn't.
yeah, the
I
RTO.
didn't, Dave. I just didn't have the
Period.
whole story.
Okay, fair enough.
I just
What
didn't
happened?
have the
I wasn't paying
story.
attention. I was looking on the internet. What's going on?
I'm
Yeah,
still
sorry.
prepared to
Okay.
blanket myself.
Yeah.
So the new Nvidia's RTX cards are again less expensive, but like
I'm not
they say,
interested.
they have a
I
lot.
am.
they have a lot more-
Wait for it, Tim!
Tim, save us, talk my Halo.
The mustache lives
He's got a
on.
mustache.
Yeah, I decided I wanted a little dingleberries here when I'm kissing someone's butt, Really.
Yeah.
Very distinguished.
Thank
The only
you.
reason I knew
Thank
was
you.
How are you, Tim?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Yeah, I
Good,
think
thank you.
we're doing well. We're doing well.
Yeah, Cap's invisible.
I haven't seen the last episode of Skeleton Crew, but I've already seen the spoilers, so I'm happy.
Okay, good. Well, we can
I
get
don't know
on
what
to that. Tim, now, I don't know how much you are interested, but I'll just show you. If you haven't seen, this is a Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
They have revealed that a new one will be coming out. It'll be out this year. Cap was just talking about something completely unrelated. We'll move on from this. We can get into some TV shows.
No.
Okay, go on, Cap. What have you got to say?
Okay. So the thing with the new graphics card, right? The thing is, like, Nvidia is actually cheating. They're using AI to generate images that are not actually part of the game. But instead of rendering the stuff that's already programmed in the game, they have AI technology that can generate the image for you, which sometimes is not going to be that great. It's going to have some smudging and some problems and stuff like that, and that's how you don't actually getting the. It's not like the card that's raw power They are more interested in doing AI technology to actually cheat away to games, which I think is fine, except if it's not, really high pricey. But the thing is, like, so from my last statement, I have to throw back on that, is that gamings are actually graphically getting very intense. Now they are actually doing like AI stuff on it and making it a lot better. The engines are getting more terrible.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I've got a new laptop a couple of weeks ago, and it's still not working properly. But I'm literally just streaming this show. It's a Zoom meeting, and I feel like I could fry an egg on this thing. So, it's hot. It's hot.
Probably it's a bad choice more than anything then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Nvidia is better. They've always been like figuring out raw power instead of like figuring out cheat codes to do it. Instead, like AMD and Intel are the ones who usually do that. They find like cheat codes to get around Nvidia's raw power, or like Dave MC said, like something raw power that matters. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, Nvidia's cheating, by the way, with the new cards.
No, I heard this same stuff as well, and so the idea that the new ones will be capable of using AI to blur. I think that is, it's just going to happen more and more in the future. This is just kind of like the first one that's done it, where people are like, oh, it's not actually that much more powerful, but they've integrated AI so that it does what the extra power would have done. Which, so the next one, so it means that they'll probably be able to get 2 generations at a time, where it's like the next one's got enough power. Well, it will have the AI and more power, and then the next one will be the same power with a little bit extra for even better AI, and it's going to go like that. Now, before we move on,
but they're like that's the problem, because like if you like in the old like the GT Metal like Nvidia graphics card, which again are mostly very raw power, they can still like run a lot of modern games in good settings, mainly because like they actually have the chips to actually deal with it. So right now, gaming engines are using AI to develop better gaming. So you're always going to be in a bottleneck. And the only thing you'll do is like buy graphics card as each new better games comes up with like new settings, which probably not everyone's gonna do. Again, Nvidia cards are fucking expensive, so I'm not really sure it's a good investment.
Okay, so before we move on from gaming, and we can circle back round to it, but if anyone's not a gamer and they're just sitting there and their intelligence is melting away with this conversation, we'll move on to some other stuff soon. But just very quickly, the name Nintendo Switch 2, is that a hit? Is that a miss? Like, obviously, in the past, they've never... PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, it's worked fine for them. Are we feeling it that Nintendo are now... Are we just going to end up with the Nintendo Switch 5 and that they never come up with a new name again? Or what's our thoughts? Dev?
I wanted to switch you.
Well, exactly. So I'll check in with Tim and then I'll give a thought on that, Dev. But go on, Tim.
So I know someone who has an iPhone 11 is curmudgeonly and will not update their technology. I know someone who has an iPhone 16 wants their cutting edge technology. I think putting a number behind it is fine.
Yeah. Like, it works for PlayStation. The interesting thing, here's the real conspiracy. There is no iPhone 9. There is no iPhone 9.
There's no Windows 9 either.
There is no Windows 9. Check this out. I've got a third one. We'll see if we can come up with a fourth. If you're a fan of the TV show Red Dwarf, there is no Red Dwarf 9 either. There is Red Dwarf Series 8, and there is Red Dwarf Series 10, and in between they did a mini-series, but it wasn't called Red Dwarf 9. Why do all of these things skip the number 9?
It's a death number?
Is it what? What, Dave?
I was gonna say, is it a death number or something?
Well, I don't know. Like, there's an iPhone 13. That's meant to be the traditionally unlucky number.
Or 4.
And 6.
Of course, in China, the number 4 actually means death.
Yeah.
Maybe it means something in like Techno World or something, considering these all technological based things.
Well, Red Dwarf isn't, but yeah, I see what you mean. It could be.
Okay.
Windows 9.
So, apparently, I have concrete reasons for why both Windows and Apple skip 9.
Okay,
Is
go
this
on.
because you're a shareholder, Dev?
Yeah.
I have clears
Well, secretly.
I have clears them, but I don't know what I am.
Apple,
But
Nintendo,
basically-
and Windows.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, go on.
and Amazon. And
Oh. Jeffrey Bezos.
Dev.
But yeah, as I was saying, Microsoft Windows skipped 9 because it would cause conflict with like the programming, because like a lot of like Microsoft stuff when they were making 97 and 98 was just known as 9X. So having 9 and 9X would confuse the developers.
That
And
makes no sense because there was like 95 and 98.
So what?
No,
They
but,
just
like,
got up
they
to
want-
90, 97. They were like, I can't go any further. Let's go back to 1.
No.
Okay. What about Apple? Why did Apple skip it?
Windows
With the
9
Apple
isn't
one,
99.
iPhone X was the 10th anniversary for the iPhone.
The next one 11.
So
silly
when the
reason.
9 was supposed to come out, it was the 10th anniversary, so they skipped from 8 to X.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Right. Anyway, so the thing I will say is when it's come to like naming consoles, often in like the last 10, 15 years, it's been blamed the naming patterns for why things have or haven't done well. And they said, as we already touched on, from the Wii, they called the next one the Wii U. And they said that the whole thing when they first showed it, they showed. I've got one here actually. Can I reach it? Yeah, there we go. So they showed this. Look at that. Look how much dust it's gathered. But they showed this instead of showing the actual console. So people thought they were just buying like the tablet add-on, and then for some reason no one upgraded. And they said, but it doesn't make sense to me that no one could ever figure that out. With the Xbox, they went from Xbox 360 to Xbox One. And they said, oh, and that was confusing as well.
Oh,
So
well.
Nintendo have gone from Nintendo Switch to Nintendo Switch 2, I think, for superstition reasons alone. Just like
Yeah.
be sure that people understand. But I would say, when you look at this trailer, they don't do a good enough job at showing that it's not the same thing. It just looks like it's slightly
It doesn't
larger,
tell you anything.
but exactly the same thing.
And
It doesn't
it's
tell
black.
you anything, does it? I'm hoping it's just like more of a like a teaser trailer, you know, than anything, because it doesn't tell you a thing.
No, it is a teaser. They're going to do a reveal properly in April, apparently. Go on, Dev.
E3 and stuff, probably.
So I don't know if you guys remember, but the Wii was supposed to be called the Revolution,
Yes.
and the Game Boy was supposed to be called the Dolphin.
Well, these weren't what they were going. These were just the code names.
No, but,
Right.
like I'm pretty sure I saw some like promotional material for Revolution for the Wii, but
You did, and
Promotion,
and
yeah,
everyone
yeah,
said, "Oh, this is." People went crazy because they did originally show Revolution, and it showed two circles. One was a GameCube disc, and one was a Wii disc because it could play both. And they were like, "That was never the final name." It's just like, what was it? The PlayStation Vita was NGC. The Wii U was Project Cafe, and what was Project Natal was the code name for Xbox Connect, if you remember that.
You know, I will say one thing because I know I'll forget if I don't say it. So I'll like, just kind of jump in then.
No, go for it.
But one thing I will say, because I take the mick out of Nintendo a lot, but I think probably the reason why it seems like a lot of their names normally are different names, like, you know, you said your GameCube, your Wii, your etc.
Yeah.
Is probably because one thing I think they've always done well is they've kind of created a new way of gaming a lot.
Yeah, they
Like
have.
when you look at like the Wii especially, and then the Switch too, they're very different new concepts. This is like one of the first times I can remember for a while when they've really just properly made a upgraded version of an original one. They could have just called it like the Wii Pro again, but I'm assuming there's probably already some of them.
See, if they called it Wii Pro, I think people would think it was the same thing, but just like PlayStation
Yeah.
Pro and that. Calling it
Yeah,
number 2, I think is sensible, but I think there's the fact that there's that USB port on the top, maybe some things are going to plug into it. I think it might plug in to like, imagine if when you get it in the box, they have VR with it from day one, so everyone has VR.
That'd be
So
great.
it's like you can play it in handheld, you can play it docked on your TV, you can play it VR. I think that might be the way they're going.
If it comes with Virtual Boy games, I'll be on board for it.
I have a Virtual Boy.
Do you really?
I do.
Oh.
I'll find it. Bear with. Okay, guys, let's move on to something else whilst I go find my virtual boy. Who's seen something? Give me a hot take.
I've got
I
a,
have
a
seen.
techie fact that I learned before we
Go
go
on.
off tech if you want. Do you know Google Glass? Have you seen that from
Yep.
like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
The glasses and stuff.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
the really cool like AR stuff. I didn't know that much about it, but my mate showed me on my podcast, Squishy Logic. And he thought it was like a thing the whole time, but basically they put it out as if it was a product, and it was never a product when they put it out. This is why people are like confused now that these other AR glasses coming out seem worse than what Google Glass glasses were, because these are actually real. Google Glass wasn't real. I listened to the Google Glass guy, like Google talking
Not
about it.
real.
Yeah.
So wait,
It's
they
weird.
are real, but they're not
But I
real.
used one.
Well, I don't know. Then the proper like full-on AR thing of how good it looks, they're saying it's not like that.
It's not VR, you mean? Like it's a good VR. Is that what you're saying?
It's not AR like the quality that they showed it as. What they showed in the advert isn't what it is when you get it.
What,
All
what
right.
I
is the
don't even know
product
if
you're
it's
talking
an
about,
actual
KD?
product.
What product?
Google
Google
Glass.
Glass.
I don't know if
Okay.
there's more than one. This was from like 10 years ago.
I know where the confusion is coming. I know where the confusion is happening. Okay, so when they promoted it with all the like promotional stuff, it was better than the current AR because that was manufactured. But like I've tried a normal AR like headset now and a Google Glass, and they're about the same quality, but Google was ahead of everyone else.
I just can't believe
Well,
that
it
because
wasn't
they.
in like that doesn't really make sense though, because that was 10 years ago. Like they would have had it already if it was the same quality still.
Yeah, so Google Glass was 10 years ago, and then what are these like Ray-Ban ones that they've got nowadays? I
Those
don't
are the
because I
ones-
remember like Google Glass flopped because they've got like a camera in them, and people were just like going over to women and looking down their tops and stuff. It's like how is that
These
not
got cameras
Ray-Ban
in
also
them. These
has that.
Ray-Ban ones, they look really good. They got like
Yeah.
12 megapixel cameras in them, and you can't see it, it's like hidden.
Yeah, exactly.
That's even
These could
worse.
have them in it, and you just go like over to like the women's sports team or whatever, and you're like, oh, and you faint, and you've just got like absolute upskirt. It's just like,
Yeah.
how are they getting away with this? Like, I'll tell you why I don't get away with it, because these are my glasses.
Well, because then they advertised for the Virtual Boy. They were like, "Oh, you can. It comes with these straps, and you could walk down the street and play with it." Yeah, who wants to walk down the street wearing the Virtual
Yeah.
Boy?
Dave, you're slightly misremembering. Like, I haven't got it attached. This actually attaches to a stand.
Yeah, I remember
I
the
had to
stand, but I
pick it
swear
up.
they
Oh, wow.
said there was a way to wear like a
You
headset.
can't connect it to your head.
Can you
You
not?
can't.
No,
Oh,
no,
it's
no,
molded.
no, you're
Technically,
confusing it.
It's
That
not
was,
VR. It's a tabletop handheld. So
it was
you
an
sit like
Apple that
this.
had like
You have a
those little like
controller which looks very much like the GameCube one, but it has no sticks.
Yeah.
And you just sit like this and play games that have got like depth perception. They
Oh.
have
Mario
no
Tennis.
3D at all.
In that
Have you-
ugly red and black.
Yeah.
Have you seen the moving floors you can get now too? The Disney, I think it was, have actually made it. Patented
Moving
it.
floors.
Yeah, it's like it. Well, I say moving. You know, like imagine if you had a VR headset on
Yeah.
and you wanted to walk along and the floor moved.
That's
with you
how
and
they
you stayed
oh,
on
filmed
the
the
floor.
that's been a
Mandalorian.
thing for years.
Yeah, They're
Oh,
amazing.
Okay,
Oh, I think I have seen what you mean. Go on, Dev.
so like a few years ago now, these VR centers, like where you go and can play VR, started having like treadmills integrated into VR, so you could literally like walk around, literally walk around in the VR.
Wow.
That's what I'm on about. Yeah, yeah.
That's
amazing.
that's really cool.
When is Ready Player One happening? Is it happening? I know that like Meta
It's
and
already happening
Zuckerberg was like,
because they are hiring. For example, Japan is now hiring people to work remotely as cashiers.
Oh God, that's
Wow.
stupid.
So you can work from home and be a cashier.
Yeah,
I'm going to Japan. Bye, guys.
Oh, you-
yeah, I'm gonna get book the tickets.
We are
We
so
have to-
But you don't
heading
have
forward.
to. Well, the point is like you don't have to. You can work online, right? From France.
We're
Yeah.
Japan.
we are literally heading towards the end of Wall-E, aren't we? Where we're all just like sort of strapped into the
Yeah,
chairs.
Yeah,
like with the screens here, like this. We never all that episode
I'm
of
not
Doctor
sure.
Who from last year.
I'm not really sure we will ever reach that point. At least
There'll always
not
be purists,
now.
but
Because like I think that things are still freaking expensive. What happened to the smartphone needs to happen to that technology. Otherwise, like it's gonna be really hard.
David,
But
you got a picture.
Sorry, Nick?
In the,
Guys, watch whatever
email
that sound
chat.
is. What Dev? Did you just say you sent
Just give
something?
me our chat.
Wait, that's it?
Copy. Let's bring it up on screen. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Oh, it says secure connection. Is it on Reddit? For some reason, Reddit pages never open.
Okay.
Yeah.
the naughty stuff
It
there.
was on Reddit, but it doesn't open for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason, I can never get Reddit pages to open. It might be a new PC thing.
I can.
Oh, you can.
No, I can. Oh, can I? No, I can't. I can share screen.
You can't share.
Yeah, can you share?
I can try. Hang on.
Give it a go.
Reddit.
Don't
Share.
put anything dodgy on the screen.
Can you see that?
Right, okay, yeah, okay. Wow.
You see- But that just kind of looks like what we've got already with like
Yeah,
some
it does.
checkouts.
And then like an avatar thing.
Yeah.
So I could see where we might need to do that if you don't have a cashier that's actually on site.
Mhm.
Just get a camera. This bucket of hash is this bucket of mashed potatoes is on price. Oh,
But
put it in
what
front
was
of
if
the
you're
camera.
like, what was if you're just
Cashier
like,
can
hey,
see
I'm
it from home.
stealing this.
Oh.
You just go, hey, I'm stealing this, and then the person on the screen's like, no, wait, stop that person.
No, that's when the
No,
terror comes out.
then
Wow.
a pepper spray section would open and then they would spray them.
What you think they just have a little technology with a stick that comes out with pepper spray on it?
No, no.
So, I don't know.
It's
I
all
think
this-
it's quite an
There's
empty
a
way, like,
supermarket.
Pepper
in,
spray
in-
protocol initiated.
it's
All
someone- it's
the-
someone-
Although, guys,
There's
like,
a s-
have you guys seen the robots? What's the name of it? Like, there's videos of like the robots doing like stunts and stuff. There's also a dog one. Actually, they used that in China during COVID to crowd control and stuff. So yeah, that dog can like chase people down with the pepper spray or something.
Okay, go on, Dev.
Okay, so basically what happens if the guy dresses to rob the place, right? It suddenly turns into a first-person shooter where you have to like shoot the robot.
What? You just say shoot 'em up?
If you're working as a remote worker and a police person tries to rob the place, the game like the job now turns into a first-person shooter.
Oh,
So what you're saying is that it'd be like Paul Blart Mall Cop, just in like a version of Doom.
Like, the whole register moves. The whole register moves with like a taser in its section, and you like
They,
roll
like
it.
you just suddenly see this from home. And you go,
Just like, oh, you cannot carry handcuffs. There's no inventory space for it.
yeah. Oh,
That's-
man.
assuming we don't want all the cashiers to commit murder, like another way we could do it is like they go into the building, it's locked and stuff, like you press a button and it just opens up, and then maybe you take what you want to like little cubicles that, like, you know, it's kind of like those gyms when you walk in and it's kind of like pressured, it knows it's in there, and like the door closes, you scan your stuff or it takes the weight of everything, you know, and then if you don't pay for it, it either doesn't open, or if you want to go full hug, it can gas you. I don't mind. We can do that.
So what you're suggesting, KD, is you walk into a booth, you can't pay for your stuff, and you just get gassed.
Yeah, like I don't have
Yeah,
change.
you know, maybe.
Mary, can I borrow some change? No, you are locked in gas.
Yeah, you need to
I
make
do
sure
want
you
to
have
make a comment though,
got
in that
money.
in Japan, theft is less of a cultural and societal issue.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you're hiring like a cashier, I think that there is a level of at least trust or an understanding that
Yeah.
things aren't going to get stolen, so you don't have to work around systems to steal things. But if you're
Oh, so
going
like
to a
that, like-
pharmacy in the United States, whoop, it's much different.
Yeah. Okay, guys, a couple of things. Just because, like, all the shows tonight, are unfortunately, just like a little bit shortened than that, 'cause I'm like fitting 3 shows in. But let's react to some other things that we've seen or whatever. I've seen Nosferatu. Has anyone here seen that? Okay, I'll give a very brief view of it. It's pretty good. It definitely works as being scary. I think it's scarier in the cinema than it would be when you watch it at home, just because the sudden loud noises and stuff are effective. It really, as best I remember, and it's many years since I saw the original silent movie. It's quite close to the original story. Like the pacing of it is all pretty much on board with what I remember. The thing which I'm struggling with, if you haven't seen it, and I don't know if I'll be able to find it here. Hang on, Count Orlok. Let's see if I can show you what they redesigned what Count Orlok looks like. And I don't know, is that it?
I remember if I had the right thing, and Dave's doing exactly what I was thinking of. So yeah.
Okay, so I don't think I can find it because I tried to find it a week ago.
Well, it was like arms really farther down, isn't it?
Count
This is really
Orlok
funny.
has got a full-on Tim mustache, right? So like how you've got that mustache, Tim. So I'll show you what the original looked like. So this was Count Orlok, and that's what he was like. But literally this, but with Tim's mustache on top, and so you don't see the vampire teeth. It's really bizarre that they did that.
Interesting.
It doesn't make sense. It's hiding them though.
If it affects him,
No, but the rest of when you see him, he kind of looks somewhere between a shaved werewolf and a zombie. So just having.
I was going to say, you see that? Do you see that image at the bottom? The kind of on the one that you've got open. It kind of looks like Uncle Fester.
Yeah,
my
clearly that's like a meme version. But
Is it Bill Skarsgård?
Yeah.
it is, and you know
Oh,
what? And
damn.
they waste him. You think of like the so that's the guy that played Pennywise, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
So that kind of iconic performance. Half of this film, when you see him, the first 20 minutes, he's just in the shadows, and I understand why they do that. But in most of his scenes, there's this weird kind of CGI-ness. There isn't anything that's really iconic about any of the scenes that he's in. It was good, but I felt kind of disappointed. It was good, but also they kind of changed the ending.
This is
which,
why you only do 2 true vampire films with Count fucking Dracula.
Not the best vampire.
I guarantee you. Hang on, I guarantee you, this film is better than any Count Dracula film. It is a better telling of the original Bram Stoker's Dracula. Even
Bitch,
though-
I eat people.
And look, Willem Dafoe is in it, basically playing Van Helsing, although he is an original character. When they made the black and white silent film of Nosferatu, this character wasn't in it because they basically cut Van Helsing. But Willem Dafoe in it is really good. It's just, yeah, they didn't do as much with Nosferatu as they should, in my opinion. But anyway, if no one else has seen it, tell me some other stuff.
I have to give you one thing on, like, it's going to be a Witcher thing. So in Witcher Blood and Wine, which is like the vampire DLC of the Witcher games, in that you get like multiple differences to all the pop culture Draculas. So the main antagonist is more like Dracula, and there's like the unseen elder vampire who looks more like Nosferatu. And like Oriana is like the classic lady vampires. Like the Witcher 3 DLC is like they fully dive into the blood and vampires, and you get like pop culture vampires in the Witcher world. So that's a good, cool thing. You should check it out. You'll love it.
You have to see me look like the Witcher now. That's all I know you as looking like now. Oh, the Witcher, wasn't it?
Okay, hang on, guys, I found a photo. Good old trusty Twitter showing you stuff that you're not meant to see.
Of me?
That's what I'm thinking now.
Okay,
What
so
portrait are we talking about, David? What am I doing?
No, look, there he is, full on mustache.
Whoa.
Jeez.
It doesn't work. And like you can
Wow.
see the teeth aren't correct either.
You know what? You know what I think it is, man?
He looks like a cowboy.
Everything you said about vampires on the other bit was right, but I think we can all agree that vampires kind of peaked around the time of Twilight.
Yes.
No, they killed the vampires, Katie. If it weren't for Twilight, I think vampires still would have been a thing. Because like in the
Same,
2000s,
because once you get the best, then there's nowhere else you can go.
yeah, I think that's where it went wrong. Is like Twilight did a lot. Like in the 2000s, there was a lot of Twilight movies, and it killed the vampires for good. And they were like, it's meme to death now. We can't really make a serious film out of it. I hope after this, because like the one thing I'll say with the mustache thing, like from looking at that, he looks more realistic, I would say, than the bold, the bunny tooth guy. Than like the mustache guy, like it kind of like it's cartoonish still, but like it's like a gothic cartoonish instead of being the
Makes
bold
sense.
fella with the buck tooth.
It's interesting that the mustache, it looks like you can have like more blood caked there, and like I think it adds a very
Now, thank you for the
body
late night
perspective
snack.
to it.
So what you're
Like,
suggesting,
you've ever
so what you're
eaten-
saying, Tim, is that like with Grandpa. Oh, Grandpa's got a cornflake in his
Pretty
mustache. No, he's got some piece of human skin in his mustache.
Like if you've ever eaten a cupcake with a mustache, you get a lot of frosting around the whiskers. So the same thing is like, oh,
We're
look at
speaking
this
with experience.
fresh human. And then it's like that could add to like the gore part of it, which that's an interesting thing that I
All
don't
I'm
think we've
saying
seen.
is, you look at this. You look at this
Yeah.
this mustache here,
Mhm.
and then you look at this here.
That is a scary man, David.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Yes.
A powerful
Which,
mustache.
by the way, if you haven't seen Soldier with Kurt Russell in it, you're missing out on like what I deem to be one of the better macho action movies of the.
Okay. Now, Tim, all I'm going to say is this is what you are aiming for. This.
Thank you.
Do it.
Hey,
Thank
you
you
reckon you
do
can
for
do that?
a goal
Do
post.
Yeah.
I'll try and get this part a little bushier, but I do like frosting in my mouth and not my fotch. As they call it in Newton, my fotch. It's better going down the
Kind of a
gulf.
middle part, after a point.
Skeleton Crew, Tim. What I have not watched an episode of it. I don't know if anyone else has.
No.
It's on the to-do list. Last night I did watch episode 2, Attack of the Clones, but I'll build up to Skeleton Crew at some point. Okay, go on, Tim.
They throw a little bit of universe building outside of the bad guys versus good guys theme, like the galaxy war, which I like that. And this reminds me of
Sorry,
like the
can you give a
Goonies in a
brief
way.
idea of what the program is, full stop? Because I haven't got a clue what it is like.
Star Wars.
Oh,
So
is it?
it-
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't realise that. Carry on. My bad then.
Yeah, it takes place after the Battle of Endor, and there's just a lot of good universe building and exposition as each episode goes along. Like some questions get answered, more are developed once you realize what's going on. I enjoyed a lot of the characters and their choices, and it's really meant, I think, for a younger audience base to sort of introduce them to Star Wars. But the last episode, I understand, has a callback from Rebels, and that opened up like a whole, it opened up like a whole thought in my head. It's like, oh, maybe that's why they allocate a specific fighter's function in this aspect, because you can't produce, you can't mass produce a weapon like that for the New Republic starfighters. It just, I'm sorry, it's not. But tactically speaking, in this universe, maybe that's why they chose that specific weapon to take on the bad guys.
Yeah.
Without giving away anything, I liked it. It's 8 episodes. I think my partner and I were watching like half of it, and then she's like she decided not to watch anymore. But I kind of, I'm like, I want to finish it.
Yeah.
But it's
I think they should have started with Skeleton Crew instead of going for Acolyte. I think if the show would have had a chance, if the track record was Mandalorian and then Skeleton Crew instead of going for Acolyte, I think that killed.
Apparently,
I also
each
just,
one is doing worse, and it's Star Wars. Like it's fine to do these. If they'd done Mandalorian, and this was all tied in, I think it would be okay. But they've, oh my god, Cap, right? They've taken away the mystique of these being movies that felt special to people. Because
This had
just another
mystique.
one. It's the same with Marvel. They just do another and another and another. And when
This
they
one
do a
had-
couple that don't work as well for people, then people don't give these other ones a chance. I will try to get to Skeleton Crew though.
I loved watching it and seeing like how they took care of characters like, oh, these bad guys were removed from the story, but this show is for a 10-year-old, you know, like that was pretty fun. And also that, you know, like we're looking for treasure, you know, like
Are they half
when I
hour
was
episodes?
younger, it was about 45 minutes, 50 minutes. And like that theme of like looking for that treasure, which when I was a kid, you had like the Goonies, you know, pirate treasure, or like we're going to search for buried treasure. Like that's a really nice like theme that doesn't require anyone to die, which I think that's a good theme for I don't know, storytelling in a way, and really captivating the imagination of without knowing what it is. My thing is why are Old Republic credits still valued? That's my only thing. It's like, this is an ancient currency. What's the big deal with making it people rich? But whatever. That's my only thing.
It could be like old versus gold value, maybe archaeological value. I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing I was gonna say with like the kid type of shows that are succeeding, I think recently the one was like the Percy Jackson series that Disney did, which I think like has some like good traction to it. I'm surprised that there's like not more kid orientated like adventure shows as they used to be, because like there's like tons of dozens. Even movies they set up, like there was like Harry Potter, then there you have like I think there's a new Spiderwick show which was there was movies one movie. I think there's going to be a Spiderwick show as well.
Spiderwick.
Spiderwick.
Yeah.
Spiderwick Chronicles.
Oh, wait.
When
Yeah,
was
Spiderwick.
that?
I also watched Lioness seasons 1 and 2 in the last month, and like that's there's what it is now is this showrunner or scriptwriter named Taylor Sheridan, who's got some pretty. He's known for like having more conservative viewpoint in the United States, and like the watching Lioness is really funny if you understand it from it being designed for the male gaze, like
Right.
it's fascinating. There's a lot of like
gaze as in looking or as in the gaze.
yeah like it's designed to it explores some concepts, but indefinitely like you know your 18-year-old self will like it a lot. I'm like, ooh,
I
wonder
will
what
check
it says
this out
about this.
definitely.
Well, it depends on
Cap
the
is still
young
18, so he'd love it.
Yeah, so, and then it'll be like, oh wow, I wonder where else I could see these things going on. But
Okay.
it's
You haven't
a good story. There's a lot of dick measuring, and I love that part. He's like, no, I have the bigger wiener. Like, no, my wiener's bigger. I have authority, but no, my wiener's bigger over here. And
I'm
sorry,
definitely
that
taking that quip, Tim. Just that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Taylor.
Tim goes on
you
his
got good
rant.
shows, but put yourself in a character that isn't like invincible.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
I'm
I
not-
just very quickly want to touch on. I bet, like, if you haven't seen it, you guys should have seen this. But there is. It's been on for a few weeks, I guess, but I'm only just catching up to it. Dexter: Original Sin, which is a prequel to the show Dexter. Is any of you seen this or the original show to go on this?
Is that the one about the little boy with the laboratory?
Yeah.
taking
No,
from his
it's
sister?
not. No, we do this every time I mention the show. No, it's not. Right.
I've seen season
Oh no, I'm
one.
going to keep doing this until the day I die.
Yeah.
I've seen season one. The end twist was terrible. Other than that, it was a good show, but like the twist is terrible.
Okay, so season 1 of Dexter, I agree, it gets much better. Like each season gets better until the following one.
Game for Breaking the Bad, David.
No, like honestly, the first one is based. The original series of Dexter is based on the book, so the twist and everything in it was what it was. After that, they go in their own direction, and each season is really good. This one, the reason I kind of mention it is it's a prequel, and they've basically done their best. Well, I say their best. There's some interesting choices. They've cast people that look like the original cast.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing is Dexter in it is meant to be 20. He's played by a 29-year-old, which is literally almost the same age as the original Dexter was when it started. And the guy that plays Dexter's father in it is played by Christian Slater. Action fans should know who that is. And he is older than the dad was in the original that was meant to be like years later. Like this. So there's some mishmash of casting. The original Dexter, because it's always been a show, because it's about a serial killer that kills other bad guys, you'd always hear his voiceover, and they still have the original Dexter do that. And then you hear the younger Dexter, who looks like he's 30, because he is, and his voice is completely different. It's a good show, and I'm enjoying it, but there's some stuff that kind of just doesn't quite mesh.
I think you can get past that stuff a bit, because, you know, like you said, they just kind of have to do that.
Yeah.
Without AI, well, without everybody signing off on it. They probably could do with AI now, but, you know, there's all red tape there, so...
Sure.
Right, I want to ask a question. Really, is that I've never seen Dexter, so why make a prequel to it?
This is not going to be a big spoiler. It is a spoiler, but it's not a big spoiler. In the books, but you know, because you're not going to go and read all these books just to decide if you should watch the show. At the end of it, with so many of these shows, the character gets killed off.
Right.
When it comes to the world of the TV, they were like, we want to keep making this. And so when they got to the original ending, when the show ended, they didn't kill him off. Big spoiler, but you're better off knowing that. And you'd find it out quickly, because about 2 years ago, they decided after about a 10-year gap, they're making more. And
after they'd already killed him off as well.
A spoiler, but it won't be, because you won't be able to avoid this if you hear about the show. The series that they brought back as an event series, it kind of went with the original ending. This prequel starts with him surviving, and then after this prequel, there is a series that's coming out later this year called Dexter Resurrection. So to answer your question, they want to keep making these things forever. It's just like, well, if you watch... I was watching Star Wars this week, and it's like, oh, they killed Darth Maul. No, they bring him back. Oh, they killed this character. It's like every character you find out dies in one of these shows. It's like they'll find a way to bring them back. So no character dies as long as there's a way for them to keep making money.
Yeah, but that's the protagonists. That's like the heroes. The heroes get away. No one dies if they're a hero. They just get they go to hospital. They get a plaster put on their arm, and then they're fine.
Well, yeah, exactly. You know.
Yeah, but like the way you're saying it, David, like so Dexter basically will become like Friday the 13th. So when are we going to get Hannibal versus Dexter? Because I would see that.
Well, they won't do that. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if they eventually do something. Well, it's like if you watch the Saw movies. Literally, we're getting Saw 10 or 11 this year, and yet they killed off Jigsaw in Saw 3. You know, no real spoiler, because they just... It's like, oh, he's got someone else who's his disciple, and someone else who is his minion, and someone else who is his legacy. Right, go on, Tim.
Dave, I was just listening to you talk about how they don't kill off the protagonist, and it just made me think, like, is it that John Wick is really good at killing people, or the entire universe has a John Wick allergy?
Maybe he's made out of mirror of life. Maybe.
You're just like, oh, anaphylactic shock, I'm near John Wick. Whoa. And then just, whoa.
I think that Neo is still in the Matrix, and to make him like shut up and not to focus on like discovering the Matrix again, they put him in a power fantasy called John Wick, and he's been doing John Wick ever since.
Right.
That's what I'm afraid. I'm going to have to wrap things up now. So let's quickly find out where we can find everyone. Shows will be back more prominently next week. Just having to squeeze all of this week's in to a tight space.
All right. Whoa.
Whoa. Right, Dave, where can the people find you?
You can find me here on Extremely on various shows, and go check out the link to my YouTube channel, Dave MC Gaming. Our current series at the moment is Resident Evil 2. I am playing as Leon, the strongman, Superman, Stupendous Kennedy.
Who?
And I watch the guy with the stupid haircut that Cap's in love with. So I'm playing Resident Evil 2 at the moment, so we have 2 videos uploaded every 2 days, so the episode 2 came out today, so please go and check that out, and also check out my previous Let's Plays and live streams that are on my channel right now. There's new stuff coming, please go and check it out. That's all I've got to say.
Okay, Dev, where can the people find you?
They can find me on TikTok, Twitch, and Rednote under the name FWDAT.
Okay, KD, where can the people find you?
Audio podcast via KD Comedy Podcast on Apple, Spotify, Deezer. All the things it's on there. It should be. It costs enough to put them on all the things. And that'll be either Squishy Logic or 2Ps in the podcast every Friday high day with different interesting stuff on all of them. And there'll be a wrestling thing at some point, but I don't know. And on the YouTubes as well, Rumble and all them. On KD Comedy, some variant of it anyway, with clips and video versions of the stuff as well.
Okay.
And in pubs whenever I'm there, but I don't know. Look at that.
Awesome. Capital Fave.
You can find me on Sword Deeds, where you can catch the review of Mufasa and Scar reviewing the new Mufasa film. The next going to be a different sketch. It's going to be about Jungle Book, but I'm waiting for my voice to recover so I can actually proper voice acting. But you can still check out the Mufasa sketch review. And my recommendation is go check out Dragon Ball Unbridged. It's been there forever. You probably heard of it, but if you're not, check it out. Even if you're not a non-Dragon Ball fan, it's really hella funny. And of course, Leon is awesome. Skip Resident Evil 3.
Boo!
Okay, Tim.
You can find me at the Instagram place right here, and I'll be doing some improv with the Providence Improv Guild once a month in Providence, Rhode Island. And that's about it. And you can find me here when I get the chance. Thanks a lot, David.
Not a problem. Okay, you can find me on all things at Geek Battle, Geek Battle Gaming, and Extreme Improv Slam Jam. And of course, Dave, you should play Resident Evil 3 because it continues and wraps up the story of what happens in Raccoon City. If you
Thank you.
you won't know everything. Right, so with that, until next time, stay safe, always stay extreme, live long and prosper. May the force be with you, and ciao for now. Boom.
Ciao, yow.
Capelfev, I expect 3,000